Pull up a chair. On his way to the NATO summit in Ankara this week, the president posted his opening argument to Truth Social. America, he said, spends more money on NATO than any other country, by far, to protect them, and gets no benefit from doing it. Two claims are welded into that one line, that we pay for NATO far beyond anyone else, and that we get nothing back. Here is the good news. The alliance keeps the receipts on both. So let's do the after-action report. Here is the line exactly, so it stands on its own. Quote, spends more money on NATO than any other country, by far, to protect them, without getting any benefit from so doing. Read it twice. By far the most. No benefit at all. That is not a hedge or a maybe, it is a scoreboard, top and bottom. So let's put a real scoreboard next to it, the one the alliance actually keeps. Start with what money on NATO actually means, because there is a real number, and it is not a mystery. The alliance runs a common budget, headquarters, missions, shared infrastructure, funded by a fixed formula tied to each country's national income. For 2026, the United States pays 14.9% of it, the exact same share as Germany, out of a budget of about 5 billion euros. That is roughly 1/7 of the bill, and it was just trimmed down from 15.9. That is the real scoreboard, and it is not by far the most. So where does by far the most come from? From a different number entirely, and here is the switch. The United States spent about $980 billion on defense last year. Real money. Roughly 60% of what all NATO members spent combined. But that is the entire U.S. military budget, paying for American forces from the Pacific to the Middle East. Most of it nothing to do with Europe. Fold that global number under the words money on NATO, and 1/7 magically becomes the most by far. That is the trick. And even that share is falling. 72% of the Allied total back in 2016, about 60 now, because the Allies are paying more, not less. Now the second claim, the heavier one. No benefit. NATO's whole reason to exist is one sentence, Article 5. An attack on one member is an attack on all. It is the most serious promise a country can make to another, and in 76 years the alliance has invoked it exactly one time. One. Not a dozen, not for a string of European wars. Once. And you should know who that one time was for, because it is not who the no-benefit crowd wants you picturing. It was for us. The day after the towers came down in 2001, the Allies invoked Article 5 for the first time in history, and they invoked it to defend the United States. They declared the attack on America an attack on all of them. Then they sent troops, who fought and died alongside Americans in Afghanistan for 2 decades. The single time this alliance ever cashed its ultimate promise, it cashed it for this country. That is the benefit. It is written in headstones. So why say no benefit when the record is right there? Because the line is not a mistake. It is a tool. The president is walking into Ankara to do 2 things. Press the Allies to spend 5% of their whole economies on defense and decide how much longer the U.S. keeps arming Ukraine. Tell the public NATO is a bill we pay for nothing, and both of those get easier. Squeezing your allies starts to look like justice. Walking away starts to look like common sense. The false number is not decoration, it is the argument. And here is who pays for the line. Ukraine first. This week, Russian ballistic missiles got through and killed 11 people in Kyiv because the air defenses ran short of interceptors. And that interceptor supply runs straight through the alliance this claim is busy calling worthless. Talk the alliance down and you are talking down the thing keeping missiles off apartment blocks. The rest of us pay too, just slower. A whole public gets taught the alliance is a handout we give, when the record says it is a promise that was kept for us. So here is the after action, straight. Did we pay more than any other country? By far? No. We pay 14.9% of the common budget, tied with Germany, about 1/7. Is the trillion-dollar number a NATO bill? No, it is the entire U.S. global military, most of it nowhere near Europe. Do we get no benefit? Ask the Allies who put their own people in the ground in Afghanistan, the one time this alliance ever cashed its promise to defend us. The claim is wrong on the money and backwards on the history. Check the formula, not the podium. I'm Mark, and this is Pixel Politics.